If we allow autonomous weapons to deploy and select and engage with their own targets, we will see disproportionate false fatalities, error rates with people of color, people with disabilities, anybody who has been excluded from the training sets by virtue of the builder's own inherent bias. And I don't think that...
Shalom, and you're now locked in here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get nothing but the raw and the real whenever I'm in front of the camera. So make sure y'all show the page some love, like, subscribe, and share. Shalom and greetings, and welcome back to another episode here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get nothing but the 100 whenever I'm in front of the camera, and no paid media and no paid media points. Now, family, you see the title, okay? Black Israelites popping up dead all over. Now, before you say, okay, these people are not Israelites or whatever the case may be, well, I want to educate you guys so you guys can understand that being an Israelite has nothing to do with religion, okay? Regardless if, you know, you're a Christian or Muslim or you don't identify as nothing, that does not take away from your nationality. You are who you are. You are an Israelite, okay? It's just like today you have people that may be Christians. You may have people that's Muslims. They still refer to everybody as black. It doesn't change your nationality, okay, regardless of what you believe. So whether you're part of a camp or not, you're still an Israelite if you are a descendant of slaves, okay? So let's just understand that these people out here that's passing are Israelites. These are just people that don't follow Tanakh and follow the commandments of the Most High, okay? Simple as that. But at any rate, Black Israelites dropping dead all over, right? Now, we have a slew of stuff that's going on, and I think we need to pay attention to because it's kind of alarming. And one of the things I pay attention to is anonymous. And as we're sitting back, we're watching every week, every other day, somebody's popping up dead. Now, when we look into the entertainment business, right, just starting towards the end of last year, we saw things like Twitch, his mysterious death. We saw rapper Big Scar, you know what I'm saying, mysterious death, where he OD'd off some fake, you know what I'm saying, fake drugs. Then we just saw recently the case with Ricky Smiley, his son passed away. Then you had, remember Silk and Diamond from the Silk and Diamond show? I know some people may not like her because she was basically rallying behind Trump or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, neither side has done nothing for black people. You know, the people that's telling you, no, don't go that route, the same people they backing ain't did nothing for black folks. So I don't get into that. I don't get into politics. This is not my country. This is their country. They do whatever they want to do here, okay? When they built the country and made the Constitution, they already told you when they made the Constitution, it wasn't, black folks had nothing to do with that Constitution. The only thing pertaining to you was the property, okay? And that's in their, that's, you know, in their writings, okay? So I don't get into politics and all this other stuff because let's look at the history. They've never done nothing for black folks anyway, okay? So, but at any rate, she just suddenly dropped dead and just died, you know, at age 51. And they saying it was from, I believe, high blood pressure, cardiac arrest. She just dropped dead, okay? We got a lot of other people that's just dropping dead, right? We had, let's look into the sports arena, right? Where we have these athletes that are dropping dead on all fronts. I was reading about how there was a swimmer, I believe she was in the UK somewhere, like 19 or something, just dropped dead. You know what I mean? And you got to understand that athletes are supposed to be the most healthiest people on the planet on earth because you're training, you're working out every day, you're supposed to be eating good. You know what I'm saying? These people are dropping dead. You had a case where we just saw the Detroit Lions football player passed, what is his name? Jesse Lemonier, if I'm saying his last name correctly. If not, I apologize in advance. Then we had other stuff like the football player Chris Baker that had the stroke, that almost passed away. We had what was the other guy down there? I forget, it was a white guy, but he's a football player. He had a stroke. We saw what happened with Damar Hamlin out there. And let me say my thoughts on what's going on with Damar Hamlin. Some people saying that they believe that he's dead or whatever the case may be. I believe that, so you got to understand that if your brain does not receive oxygen for a certain period of time, it damages the brain. So he could be going through some form of retardation or things like that, and it just kind of keeping him, to the side. But, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. But at any rate, what's going on? These are supposed to be the most healthiest people in the world, and they're dropping dead. You have people that's having strokes. And let me say this. They're not the only ones, okay? They're just being mentioned in the headlines because these people are popular. The athletes, everybody know these people, so they're talking about them. But it's a whole bunch of people on ground zero that's dropping and doing the same thing. So we gotta pay attention to what is going on. Now, some people believe it's behind the plague and the serum that people were taking. I don't know. I can't confirm that. You know what I'm saying? I can't confirm. I didn't take. I'm not taking none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, what's going on? People just dropping like flies. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want to turn my attention to, family, is that we see now that black deaths are once again back in the headlines again, are being popularized, weaponized, and these blacks are being killed all over the United States. You know what I'm saying? So my question is what's really going on? Okay, now there was a guy, and I want to turn my attention to, because we know that Tyree cases pretty much took the headlines, right? Now, around that same time that he passed, there was also other killings that had went on around that time. So I want to turn my attention to what's going on out in LA, right? Now, there was a guy by the name of Keenan Anderson. I have the video. If you haven't saw the video, you can go to my community tab here on this page and scroll down, and I have the video in there, and I, basically having people to go check it out, check it out. But this happened on the 3rd, a few days before the Tyree incident, right? And so what happened is that this guy, which is supposedly the cousin of Black Lives Matter co-founder, what's her name? Patrice Cullors, okay, died after suffering cardiac arrest. Now, if you go watch the video is weird, and the reason why I don't believe that this is getting the national attention that it should be getting is because the guy said some things in the video that was kind of strange. He spoke about how he had just come from doing a stunt and all this other stuff, and somebody was trying to do something to him. But if you watch the video, it just seems like he was trying to make sure that the people saw him in this interaction with the police, and that somebody would record. I don't know, but at any rate, the dude flipped out, and you just got to go watch the video. So he was basically stunned, tased with the gun, but if you watch the video, he really wasn't tased because I don't know. It to me, it don't look like, what I'm saying, because he was fighting all the way to the end, so they hooked him up and put him in the thing. But then they said he later on died in the hospital of cardiac arrest. So I'm just curious of what's really going on here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it looks like his people were suing them for about $50 million. Okay. Then you had the situation out here in DC. Now think about this, around the same time where a 13-year-old was killed on January 7th, the same day that Tyree was killed, right? It was a 13-year-old out in DC. And he was killed also by a black guy that was a government worker in DC, right? And he's only been charged with second-degree murder. He said it looked like the guy, I haven't seen the video yet, but they were saying something to the degree that they thought he was breaking into cars or something. I don't know, but at any rate, he was killed. So I'm curious, y'all thoughts are they popularizing black deaths and then monetizing off of that, or, what's y'all thoughts on that? Because I haven't heard nothing, excuse me, the last couple or few years about you know, the stuff that now we're beginning to see, you know what I'm saying? Um, so y'all let me know what y'all thoughts is on that down in the comment section. The last thing that I want to touch on, right, is that I ran into a report, right, where there's this lady, right, what's her name here? Linda Howe, right? She's supposed to be some UFOologist or whatever. She, you know, she talks about all of this stuff, but she made a claim online a while back about a robot killing 29 Japanese scientists, right, in a lab in Japan or South Korea or something like that, right? So what I want you guys to understand is that there are things that are brewing that people are not even going to be ready for, you know, because we are in the age of artificial intelligence. These people have drones that they can program with certain intelligence, right? They got all of our information. All our information is in a database. They know who's who, okay? They can program these drones to wipe stuff out. You know what I'm saying? It's just like right now, you see all this civil unrest that's going on. Now we got these riots going back on, and all this other stuff. They say this this cell phone shop got burglarized in Memphis when all this stuff was going on with Tyree, right? So when you have the civil unrest and people say, oh, well, they're gonna send martial law to the military and stuff. These people have drones. You know what I'm saying? You can go buy all the guns you want. Them people can deploy those drones and get on your top, you know. Now I want to play a piece of this video, and I'm gonna leave a link to this video down in the description box. But listen to this, family, okay? Listen to this, right? And this is at the United Nations, right? I believe. Yeah. Listen to this, right?
For human control. A machine is not a moral anything. It's a machine. Mm-hmm. So allowing machines to, in theory, through algorithms, decide what they will target and what they will attack is one of the huge reasons why we consider it to be crossing the Rubicon, you know, and grossly unethical and immoral. Machines should be in the service of human beings. Human beings should not be in the service of machines. Killer robots, as I understand how they would like to see them, with perhaps one pilot overseeing a swarm of 100 fighter jets, how could that one human being possibly control what those weapons do? It is totally impossible. Meaningful human control means that a human being is making the target and target and kill decision, period.
Do you guys hear that? They have machines. Your boy, what's his, Elon Musk, they all done talked about this, okay? About how dangerous this stuff is. And they're already using this stuff. Look what's going on over there in Europe. They're using these drones. Look what's going on in Iran and things like that. They're already using this stuff, okay? They're already using it. It's time for our people to wake up and get up out this sleeping, this slumbering mode, all this gossip, all this family. It's going down. And people better get ready, you know, because listen, these people can sit and who knows where around the world. They can program these drones and they can be all across the world somewhere else while you getting totally lit up, you know what I'm saying? Or while they down in their bunkers or wherever, you know, you getting towed up while they, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to pay attention to what's going on. Now, listen to what this lady had to say right here, right?
If we allow autonomous weapons to deploy and select and engage with their own targets, we will see disproportionate false fatalities, error rates with people of color, people with disabilities, anybody who has been excluded from the training sets by virtue of the builder's own inherent bias.
So family, did you listen to what this woman said? They can program this stuff, and the first thing they say is the first people that's gonna be targeted is who? Black people, people of color. Let me bag her up for y'all that sit in the back that did not hear that. Okay, listen to this.
Error rates with people of color, people with disabilities, and select and engage with their own targets. We will see disproportionate false fatalities, error rates with people of color, people with disabilities, anybody who has been excluded from the training sets by virtue of the builder's own inherent bias.
So the builder can build a drone to a certain to certain specs to do certain things, and what can you do? Did you hear what that woman said? That you have one pilot that's controlling all of these different drones. You know what I'm saying? So what you're starting to see is that we're in the age of AI, artificial intelligence. So they really don't. This is why when you hear this defund the police, they're getting to a point where they can just really cut back on a lot of that stuff because they can control people with these drones. They can program them drones with certain intelligence and they can get on your top. You know what I mean? So this is why a lot of this stuff, if you pay attention, they're cutting back on a lot of this stuff because they're using artificial intelligence, AI. You know what I mean? And our people are sitting up here worrying about who's telling on who, you know what I'm saying? All of this stuff that's going on instead of focusing on what's going on, man. You know, so we got to pay attention, man. And another thing that I forgot to speak about is that there was a guy, Eric Garvin, that was killed down in Chile, allegedly taking pictures and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's not even safe going outside of the country. Okay? We saw what happened with Shanquilla. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, family, like we got to pay attention to what's going on and get focused. We don't own any food. We don't have any land. So these people control all of this food. They feed us all this artificial food. They keep us sick. This is why we're always in the hospital, making them rich. This is why you see Bill Gates buying up all of the farmland because they know that they're controlling the food. You know what I'm saying? And we got all of these people that's in our community that sit at the top that supposedly have all this money and we don't have nothing. Nothing. We don't have nothing. You know? Let me say this and I'm gonna close. You know, I watched Boosie yesterday. He spoke, and it's, you know, the thing with these entertainers, right? They just, it's like they want to do good, but then they into so much stuff, man, where you just cannot take these people serious. But Boosie spoke some true stuff, man, where he spoke about every time you look up, he said, I see why these people sell out because they don't ever want to do the work. You know what I'm saying? They would rather go to the white man, get all of this stuff done through the white man, you know what I'm saying, instead of sticking together and moving their own stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad that our people is at this point, you know what I'm saying? And then not only is it sad, but that you have these people that do this, that sell out, and they don't have any plans. This is why I cannot wait till all of this stuff convert over and these people get knocked to the bottom of the totem pole. Because they don't have no business sitting at the top. If you know that the game is structured like that, you should be sitting at the top like, okay, if I do this move right here, I'm doing this to be able to get back to my people to put me in a position to win. You see what I'm saying? They have no plans. All they're doing is sitting up here getting fat, house slaves, house Negroes, and ain't getting nothing done, man. You know what I'm saying? No plans whatsoever. You know what I mean? And they think that they gonna escape when all of this stuff start happening. They gonna be the first ones to get wiped out because when they need money, who do they go get? They go get the people who got the money. We ain't got nothing. We the slaves. You know what I'm saying? So then they disconnect from the black community. You know what I'm saying? We can't save them. We can't help them. You know what I mean? And then they just at the mercy of the slave master, man. So family, I thank y'all for joining me this morning. I just wanted to give y'all a little something to ride into your way to work, put a little meat on your mind, keep you focused. Make sure y'all share this because they have me shadow banned because as the machines sit back and watch me, they don't know if this is a gospel channel or is this a knowledge channel. So they watch how many subscribers and, you know, people that they're sending here. You know what I'm saying? And these are the different things that I'm testing and tuning with, you know, because long as it's gospel, they're going to send people here all day because people are going to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? But anything that's helping to wake our people up and build our people up, they don't want our people to hear that. So they're going to bring all of that stuff low. This is why I need you guys, like the video, share these videos, get this information out there. You know, also like the channel, subscribe to the channel. And also, I'm going to leave a link down in the description box for Rumble. It's a referral link. You can support the channel by just simply signing up to Rumble. All you got to do, tap on the link, use my link, open up an account if you don't have an account over there. It's just like YouTube, okay? So a lot of my more controversial videos, I'm going to be moving over there because they're a little bit more lenient with the free speech than YouTube is, okay? So make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel over there at Rumble. Use the link if you haven't don't have an account opened up. That helps support the channel. And also go follow me on Instagram, okay? Make sure y'all just go subscribe to me on Instagram and run them hearts up. So I love y'all. Y'all be safe when y'all ride in to work. And I'm signing off here on Israelite Talk TV. Shalom.